died about a day later.
He ropes them, he takes them
And
off.
I remember I was saying to them, I said, geez, if any sandbags, you should tell people you can bring them back and throw them on the beach here. And I guess
Okay.
For that.
Okay, I turn the
be
mic
so
on.
careful. They don't even want that sandbag, you know.
Are you gonna come up to the
That'd be
mic?
Baby,
a lawsuit.
the poor baby.
The sand was contaminated, and they let it bring it back. I live down the end of Shore Drive on the one of side street, probably the last side street. A side street off a side street.
Oh,
What do you do, if I want something, we gotta catch you something.
Oh,
we
Right
had
there
a
now.
house built
Oh,
there.
So
definitely.
it's a lot of education,
Yeah,
a lot of fun
Back, they
people.
had land there.
yeah,
So we had, house built there.
yeah.
And it was a good sized
Where was
house.
that at?
You didn't
People,
get that invitation from
when we
them?
first moved there, we were called Cinder.
Oh, yes, I did.
You did, from
Yeah,
Ohio.
that's right.
How was that?
I said, so you wouldn't mind if I called you a trail?
You didn't listen.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of guys in our veterans post there lived
Pretty damn.
Hard, it's
in
hard.
there,
And
and the one still does, but
it's-
it's pretty nice in there, really.
And there's a lot of stairs and stuff
Oh,
in
yeah.
there. I'm
I'm gonna tell you what you
Oh, the
can,
picking,
what you
oh, they
can't.
pull that stuff, I hate that.
I'm sure
They're gonna brainwash us.
How could I do
You signed up, you got on the
Yeah,
elevator.
they're gonna put us, we're going to a room that's up on the top that will never be seen
Yeah,
again.
we're gonna sign you up.
When they would
Yeah,
talk about
But yeah, but
somebody
it was good. You know, it's like, it was
Yeah.
say, had signs out for
So we planned our
campaign
40th.
signs.
so
Where are you going for the 40th?
Yeah.
You
She
couldn't
wants
do
to
that.
do the
So when I was in, I said, yeah, you could do
so
it.
4 days in London.
No more than
and
2.
4 days in Paris.
Oh,
Passed and
When
they
is that?
got it.
The anniversary?
What was the other thing?
Next
It's our
May.
40th, it'll be our 40th.
this May coming up,
Yeah.
okay.
There was something else that was weird.
2025.
Yeah, so we figured we're gonna.
Paris.
Oh,
My
you
sister
can
was
only
just-
have one dog, not two.
Yeah.
One dog, Jesus, they throw my daughter out there. Luckily, she owns her own house, but
Went out west.
Yeah.
she pretty much got all these dogs from a shelter, and
But
they're all lovable. And,
There is a lot to see here that I know we have.
watches them, right?
But,
Yeah.
They give it to her, then if somebody
I
wants it,
wanted to go to
she.
Japan. That was,
yeah,
Oh, you went to
I want to go back to Japan.
But yeah, they actually had,
Where I was.
a guy had a move for
Stationed
them.
I know that's not there anymore.
I had
But the parts that
But I
I've
had to
seen,
kind of.
yeah,
Schnauzer.
parts that I've seen
Yeah.
Okay.
outside of Tokyo and everything.
And the guy wanted to sell her the house.
It's been,
Well, that'll be another planned trip.
I only had my, what do
Another
they call
planned
it,
trip.
honest money,
and it was
earnest
nice,
money.
the
Yeah.
trip that we went on to
And
with,
I figured for that, cause I had a
with this
townhouse
one,
in
it was really
countryside
nice
Queens.
because
yeah,
we were on one of those really big
Yeah.
school buses.
So,
And it was only supposed to be like 24 of
he
us.
said to me, oh, you know, that's the way it
That's
is.
great.
It was a small
But
group.
he owned all
Good,
of
that's
them.
perfect.
Yeah, so.
So then he calls me up, he says,
When
I'll allow you with the
it
two
was
dogs.
only 18.
He said, but if one of them dies, you can't
Really?
have
So
So we
they
had
did.
this.
yeah, all right.
tour bus.
Then they weren't allowed to have a fence in their backyard.
It's good. It's,
You're back, you're
it's not,
fine.
it's not 100%.
I turned around,
This is just.
I had a fence, I had to put in.
I got like.
They didn't like it, and
+% on this one.
Okay, good.
I said, you can keep the fence, I said, but I'm not.
You know
buying
what you
a house,
gotta
I
do
don't
to keep it going,
Just
don't
keep
you?
it going.
How are you?
want- Good, good, how you doing?
hey, here he is.
Hey, buddy.
I was just telling about you.
Oh, no, I should leave.
I thought it was at 6, I forgot.
Yeah, well, I was.
Yeah, what?
Downstairs.
When I had the in-house.
No, but you don't.
Yeah.
Therapy doesn't.
It used to be later, and then we voted on, to bring it down, cause a lot of these ones wanted to go home and eat.
No, I got it. I
Just tell him how you were youngest sergeant major in the Army. The Marine, yeah, in the Marines. How's that? Yeah,
supposed to be
if
going.
you're in the Marines, you never make it to sergeant major. In the time you did.
Not with that, with me.
Rutman cellophane. It was good.
I had, I think it was 200 and something people die in a plane crash, 101st Airborne, that's who I was with. So,
They just had a celebration over there in Amsterdam they had a mission where there was like 2,000 guys parachuted into the back lines to get behind the Russians, and then they'd have them encircled, but it ended up in a big shootout where they all lost and probably all got killed, but I think they ended up probably killing just as many Germans also, but
and
was-
I've talked to some a few of them have seen their stories, because I had to file claims on them.
Yeah,
And the guys would tell me if they didn't get hit, they'd hear it go right by them. Ring,
Yeah.
ring. You know, I mean, I can't imagine that.
well, the guy I was under in Vietnam, he had when I got there was this Jeep they had where there was 2 bullet holes on the driver's side of that Jeep, and just barely enough to fit your head through. And he was driving that Jeep. It was he went out at night with the thing to go to another base, and it didn't even have a rifleman with him. But that thing caught him right on the side of the head there, and I got this book for the division there, and you can see how he had his head bandage kind of like
Really?
Trump there in a way. But the thing just grazed him.
Where were you in Vietnam?
I was in like YK and Zeon.
I was in Oshawa Valley. I was up in Quezon.
Yeah,
We were up north. They took our whole division and brought us up there.
yeah.
That was right before December.
Geez, you must have been there. Yeah, you must have been there same time I was.
How's it going?
I think I left there in November, but the way it all added up, I could have been out of there a month. Well, but my time was up actually a month before, and I figured, geez, I don't want to end up back in Fort
Right,
Polk over in Louisiana. That's
All right,
worse
guys,
than
I'm going to
me.
go ahead and get started.
Okay.
All right, we have a very full agenda today, of course, approving everything for the wall, so let's go ahead and get started. Call the meeting to agenda, call the meeting to order. First order of business, obviously. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, very good. All right, next item is open forum. Do we have anyone who is here to speak in open forum? You guys just witnessing, not
Some guy down there
needing to talk?
smiling,
Okay,
Doug.
all right, very good. All right, then we'll move into the agenda items. The first item is to approve the minutes dated July 22nd. Hopefully everyone had a chance to go over them ahead of time, but if not, do that right now real quick. Yep, that's the end of it there. All right, do I have a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting?
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, ayes have it, that's approved. Okay, the second item on the agenda is to approve the excused absence for board member Frank Chicola, which, welcome Frank, I see you're here today. The meeting of July 22nd, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve Frank's absence from last meeting?
Make a motion to approve the absence.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All approved?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, that's approved. All right. Now, the biggest part of today is reviewing the applications for the 2024 Veterans Wall Memorial engraving. And this is a heck of a list, and it's kind of exciting, actually, that it's that long. I don't know that we've had this many all at once for quite some time.
I don't think we had them at all.
If we've ever had a list this big. So this is really awesome. Okay, so obviously we'll go one by one down the list, and we'll take a look at the first person, veteran, still, yep. Yes, yes, yes. And And just as a reminder, when you're looking through the packet, you're looking for, making sure that they are, veteran, lives in Oldsmar, whether they're deceased, the dates of service, but then most importantly, when you go to the proof of service, showing that they were, have a DD 214 here and honorably discharged. And that the rank is correct, et cetera. So the very first one, spec 4, Bert Armin Trout. Armin Trout, Wayne, making sure it's spelled correctly also. And this one's a little harder to read, but it looks like date of entry was 1961. And
We used to approve if they lived here at one time and then moved out.
yeah, if they're not currently living here. Now, this person shows that they currently live here in Oldsmar. And all right, so the one thing the piece that I'm showing has a little bit of a discrepancy here.
How the hell did Canada get in there?
Because it says dates of service 61 to 67. It does say the obligation was until 67, but it says statement of service 2 years. Oh, okay, that was their active duty service, and then they went into the reserves, so they were still in the reserves until 67. Okay, so that would be 61 to 67. I don't see an issue with the first one.
I got a question on it.
Yeah.
I notice it says Canadian military.
No, the top thing, that one is for United States or Canadian.
Right. We had a lot of, during the Vietnam War, we had a lot of draft dodgers that went over there, and some people joined the Canadian, so they wouldn't have to go back. You didn't have to be a citizen at the time.
Well, counter to that, when I was training, we had a couple of Canadian, they were twins, and they came from Canada just to serve in the war, so they,
But he was US, I don't see any issues with that. Any problems with the first one? Nope, all right, and we'll do one vote at the end unless we have an issue, as we're going through. Okay, second one is Perry Burite. All right, currently living in Oldsmar. Resident Guller Billing. Spec 4. And okay, date of entry, 23 August 62.
well, he's currently living here at least.
Yep. Conduct. Honorable discharge on 65, so 62, 65. Okay, I don't see any problem on Perry. Any questions on that one? Okay. Nick Calderon. All right. And, oh, this one's much easier to read, yay. entered this period. All right, I don't see any issues on Nicholas. Number 4, William Clemens. Currently living in Oldsmar. This veteran is deceased, it says. He's in from 65 to 87. Got 65 to 87 here. 65 to 86 over here. Hey Chip, who does this? You do this? Okay.
do. I think it must have been a typo. I don't think he's deceased.
Oh, he's, okay.
It says like below that he currently lives in Oldsmar.
Well, it says it was submitted by Polly Clemens. And the other piece here is that they have listed dates of service 1965 to 1987. But then on the engraving, we're showing 65 to 86. So we need to make sure that we
He's on leave.
verify the actual dates and also if he is living. Okay, I am seeing, I just searched online and I just found a William G. Clemens. And what was his date of birth?
460201.
Okay, he is, it looks like he is deceased. I see an obituary here, William Clemens, 75, beloved husband of Pauline, and that's who, Polly Clemens, who submitted this. So I think the typo that she put was, does the veteran currently live in Oldsmar? But is the veteran deceased is, I mean, we don't make that distinction when we put him on the wall, but just, it looks like he has passed, so we can just we may want to make a note of that, you know, if she's going to be coming or whatever, that he has already, has passed. The other thing that I want to make sure is that we have the correct dates of service. That's what's so great about these DD-214s is the military has changed them so many times that on every different one, everything's in different places. So wonderful. Yeah, I would say, you know, the other thing that we just need to confirm is, on here it says 65 to 87, but on the sheet it says 65 to 86.
Okay, so 86, right? So, okay.
Thank you. All right, and then we've got, next one is Joseph Cooper. At first I thought we didn't have his info, but okay. So it's an Oldsmar, and it's on the back. And honorable, 95 to 2003, 95, 2003, perfect. See no issues on that one. Donald Downs, lives here in Oldsmar. Service 85 to 93.
Okay, that's, these two, like I said,
Oh.
didn't come with the 214s, right?
Yeah, see that?
Right.
So do we put that on hold till, as we had in the past, till next year, or until they can provide it?
Yeah, we tried to call this veteran and it wasn't a working number, so we mailed a letter and didn't hear back yet.
On either, on,
It's one
On
person
Donald-
filling out for
oh.
both, for himself and his father.
okay, one's Donald Lee and the other one's Donald John.
Oh, and neither one of them have their DD-214, I see. Is it possible, like, to have both of us together, but we don't have the DD-214s for either one?
Correct.
Okay, so,
Do they, I guess if the son would be putting in, whoever's putting in for it, they do know that they can get a copy of that, correct?
We couldn't get a hold of them,
Oh,
so
okay,
we
well-
mailed them a letter. We didn't hear back, but we'll let, if they ever come forward, we'll,
Okay, so.
oh, and you said that phone number's not good either?
right.
Wonderful. Dadgummit.
Could you, is it possible to delay it till next year maybe, or?
Yeah, well, until they,
Yeah, until they
until
ever
they
provide it.
provide it, right, we have to.
All right, we'll put that off to
Okay.
the side for now. Okay, the next one then, dropping down to Roland Dubin. Veteran is no longer living, 300 Country Club Drive. It was submitted by Catherine Fitzgerald. Her father. And And when they give information about, you know, they don't have proof of residence or whatever, have you guys already vetted to like look through some of the stuff? So, okay, so that part of it's great. Okay, good deal.
Have a copy of their deed for this address that they've listed.
All right, awesome, very good. And Roland, Newman, and And where the heck is it on this one?
Type of separation is just.
I know,
It's just discharge.
it just says discharged, it doesn't have the characterization there.
It said, see a thing that said honorable down on the, down lower here?
Oh, we're on Dubin, which one
I'm
are
on the
you?
right one.
Oh, there's two of them, okay. Oh, there's a second one here. And were you seeing honorable on that
It
one?
looked like you might have misspelled honorable.
On the last page, it says
Looked like honorable.
Oh, yeah, they're right in the middle, their characterization of service, okay, perfect. All right, good deal. And 48 to 68. Here's the dates, 48 to 68, okay. I don't see any issue with that, you guys?
Art.
Did you find the honorable one on the second page?
They keep moving them around, yeah.
I know, they do. All right, John Harper Fleming. Who's an Oldsmar. Not deceased, Navy, 78 to 84. Honorable. Perfect, I don't see any issue with that one. Okay, Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart. 706 Lemonwood, I assume that's here in Oldsmar. I don't know every road. I don't see Oldsmar listed after it.
Yeah, the last sheet there,
So-
it's got his Oldsmar address.
Yeah, so on his, he put two dates, '02 to '04 and then '06 to '08, because those were the two periods of active duty. But, you know, he has a reserve eligibility term date of 2010, so he entered active duty, and then most like was either in inactive or active reserves in the in-between. But of course, the DD-214s are only gonna show the active duty periods.
Not if they're reserved.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is like even in, you know, mine the same way, because I was active, and then I was reserved for a number of years, then active again, and so it doesn't show those reserve periods on these, but, I mean, do we generally put two different dates when we're engraving? We don't normally, do we?
Give them 2 to 8, I guess, if you want.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I would probably do this, because, you know, is we would put 2002 to 2008, because that's his total time of service. even if he was in the reserves in between.
Yeah, if he was in reserves for 2 years between it, but it didn't show or whatever.
Yeah, it's not gonna show on a DD 214, and that's probably why he answered it that way.
Yeah, I think like when I was in and you were in, when you got out, you were not necessarily out, you were kind of in these reserves for a period.
Normally you could tell on their DD 214 when
Yeah.
they got certain medals.
Oh, yeah.
That'll show where they were deployed.
Yeah. It seems as once you got it past year 2000, it's a lot easier to read these things.
Oh, yeah, and here it even shows it. Total prior inactive service, 2 years, 2 months and 22 days. So that was his inactive or reserve service. So, yeah, that would be, that this would be from 2002 to 2008 continuous through, because the reserve time counts also. So we want to, I don't know who makes the notes on the engraving part of it.
I can, and then I'll forward it to our Parks and Rec
All
department.
right,
Yep.
so we'll just
I made a
change, change that from 02 to 08.
Nice way to pass a buck, guy.
Yeah, I'm looking up going like, who is it, who is it? We're talking about Jimmy Ray Hart Jr. Yeah, just 02 through 08, because it, yeah, because even his DD 214 shows he was inactive during those time, but that's the total period of service.
And just to clarify, not trying to pass the buck here, but this list was generated by the clerk's office, who checks all the
Yeah.
14s and checks the names and all these things, and then we end up going to get the engraver and have the engraving done. But that's why we work together on it.
Perfect. I just didn't know where I was supposed to be looking.
Yeah, so I'll upgrade the list and forward it back to you guys.
All right, awesome. Okay, next one is Brian Hesimovich, maybe? Sergeant, lives here in Oldsmar, down the street from me, apparently. And Sergeant currently lives in Oldsmar, 06 to 2010. And 214, honorable there in the bottom section, number 24. And date entered 06 on this. And separated this one, 2010. That one's a very simple, nice, easy one. Okay, I don't see any issues there. Eric Clayton Hill, U.S. Coast Guard. And we have 2011 to 2021. They currently live in Oldsmar on Shore Drive also.
And if they don't have the same zip, they're not considered Oldsmar.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing with Oldsmar, yeah. You get looking at the map and, oh, gee, where's Oldsmar end?
And we've turned down so many, I'd hate to see them come over here and complaining.
All right, and we have honorable in block 24. Entered active duty in 2011, separated 2021. Wow, they were part of Homeland, oh, that's right, because U.S. Coast Guard is part of Homeland Security now, that's right. All right, Derek Hopkins, U.S. Air Force, lives in Sweetbriar Drive in Oldsmar. And currently lives here, not deceased, 2008 to 2008 to 2012. It's a nice write-up that he did here. It's pretty cool. Honorable, Block 24. Entered 2008 separated 2012. Very good. E4, see no issues there.
Nearest relative is in Japan.
Yeah.
I see,
No, I heard that. It's pretty wild.
on 19B.
I like that. I like the big write-up that,
There's more stuff on this guy than that.
no, I think it's awesome. All right, and now we are to Kevin Jesperson, Navy, lives on Cypress View Drive in Oldsmar. Still living here, not deceased. Block 24, honorable. And 86 to 2010, shows there, date entered and separated. The newer DD-214s are so much easier to get through on these. Michael Jude LaQuasto, private E2, lives on Guilford Street in Oldsmar. This one does say that the veterans is deceased. Submitted by Gail. And private. Date of entry, 62. Honorable.
Oh, you only put 5 months in?
Yeah, I'm confused, because this says 62, 68, but is there another one behind it or anything? No, that's the only one. This is April 23rd, 1962 to April 7th, 1968. Oh, terminal date of reserve application, okay, so apparently was on active duty for 5 months, but then, spent the rest of the time in the reserves until April of 68. See that up there on the left? Might have pointed too high.
Oh, yeah, no, I missed it.
Right there, 7 April 68.
Okay,
Yeah, so that was, so this was number of active duty service. And then transferred into the reserves. So they probably were in the reserves the whole time. The 5 months was for basic training, and then did the reserves for the next 5 years. All right. Armandale Matherin, Trout Lane in Oldsmar. Currently lives here, Army National Guard from 64 to 70. President of Galair. Okay. They were just charged 70, 6 years. 64 is date of enlistance. Okay, that's good. I'm just looking now for honorable somewhere. Oh, there it is, all the way at the top on this one, the third line above the boxes.
wow.
It says Army,
Okay.
Army, and then honorable. Okay. All right.
Should I?
See that one, there's the honorable right up there.
Yeah, looks like it was printed on one of them 1960s copiers there.
Right? Yeah. Okay, next is Kyle Stephen Oakman, specialist. Lives on Cabernet Way in Oldsmar, from 2000 to 2003. And first job out of the Army was with the city of Oldsmar. That's cool. Now for the last 17 years working for the VA. Very cool. All right, honorable, block 24, date entered 2000, date left 2003, record of service. So, good to go on his also. All right, James E. Sauer Jr., Pelican Drive in Oldsmar. Currently lives here, yes. Dates he shows is 60 to 73. 60 to 73, let's go over here. All right. Honorable on this one is gonna be somewhere up
13.
higher. Yep, there we go, 13. And then date of entry, 65. All right, well, why does that say date of entry 65 and he's got his as 60? What am I missing here? Date of entry, April 19th, 65.
65 is date of rank.
Oh, wait, term of service years in def, date of, but in block C, it's saying date of entry.
Not available.
Okay, from the top, date of birth, date of rank, September 27th, 65. Effective date, 73.
Yeah, he's got stuff there in the old, later there saying, under remarks.
I'm very confused because I'm not seeing anything on here that indicates 1960.
Oh, wait, well, under the remarks, it says served in Vietnam after 5 August 64, and then served again in 65 to 66, and then it goes on from there to 68 to 69, and
But I'm still not seeing 1960. It's just saying served in Vietnam after that date. Fixed wing orientation, basic flight training.
says combat action ribbon. Said he was a captain.
Oh, you know what? Now okay.
He might have been a warrant.
So, yeah, it says grade rate of rank at time of entry into current active service. And so maybe he was second lieutenant. 01, not a prior regular enlistment. So was he maybe, it says other.
I think over there it says,
So, yeah, I wonder if he was in, because when you look down here, was he in flight school?
Yeah, there's a lot of training.
Yeah, it looks like he was in basic flight training, 56 weeks in 1961.
Yeah, college,
College aero engineer,
4 years in
years.
1960, yeah.
Okay, so,
He might be he might be overqualified.
well, but he might have, if we sent him to school, then you're obligated and you get paid as an officer and you are actually under contract. So that, now reading this down here, I think he got, basically went through flight school and everything like that. The military is saying him through, getting paid as probably a second lieutenant. Maybe that's what they brought him in at that time or whatever. So even though he didn't go on active duty until 65, his commitment started in 1960. So, okay. So 60 to 73. Well, that just was stumping me, and I wanted to make sure we had the right date. Sorry about that. All right, and then now this is another one where I don't think we have the DD 214, right?
Same thing, any
Yeah,
contacts or?
we're in touch with the applicant. It's an aunt of Benjamin and Aaron Walker, and I don't know if she'll be able to get the DD 214 in time.
Okay.
She knows that she needs it. We'll let her know.
Does she know the process of how to get a DD 214?
That I don't know.
Okay. I can send you the link and the information,
Great.
and then that way you can provide it to her?
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
SF 180?
What's that?
SF 180? That's the standard form at 180, you mail it in, right?
Well,
Or you
but if
use
it's
it-
not is it the person, or are they doing it on behalf?
On behalf.
Well, you can.
On
do-
behalf, yeah.
Well, you can still do it on behalf, there's a check mark, are you doing it for self or?
Right, but I mean, what I'm saying is you can do it online now, so there's
Right.
a link to do it. That's what I'll send her the link to be able to submit for it. Yeah. Okay. And that's the same thing with, because it's both the same family, right? This person's not deceased?
One is deceased and one isn't.
Okay, and they don't currently live in Oldsmar, but did you validate that they were at one time?
I did.
Okay, perfect. So, same thing with them. They need to see if they can get that. What's the deadline before the engraving for them to have that info to you?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Do you guys know?
I don't, I mean, ideally, we would have everything for this meeting.
Yeah.
We need to go to the engraver right after this.
Hmm.
I'll talk with Chip and see if we can.
We're gonna start thinking about another wall.
No, I think
This'll
we
fill
got
the
enough
wall.
room still.
Only fill one side of a wall.
All right, and then William Williams is the last one here, and we have 19. Okay, they put, now let's see what it shows in here. So they came in 66. Yeah, it looks like 66 to 68 shows in here. And someone changed, When they entered it as 19660-1968. And I see someone put a line through the 0, but maybe it looked like a 1, because now on the spreadsheet it says 1961, but it should be 1966. You see that?
Yes, yes, it's 1966.
Yeah, because that's what it shows on
Oh, here.
their DD 214, that they came in 66, and they were in 1 year, 11 months, and 13 days, so 2 years.
Yeah, you
So
got it,
66 to
68.
68. Yep. And honorable, so that one's good to go also.
Good catch.
So, it looks like everybody here looks good except for the 3 that were already unflagged. Or 4, sorry, 4 that were already flagged. Oh, did I not put it?
I got 3, Mr. Chair.
I'm sorry?
I got 3 flagged.
I got
Donald, both of the Downs.
Oh, gotcha.
And then both of the Walkers.
Okay.
And then you've got the few changes, of course, that we talked through. All right, perfect. Guys, any questions on any of those? Are you still looking through them? Yeah. Yeah.
Here we're saying E5.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, let's see. So he left in 2000 and to 2018. Oh, wait, is he one that has a second one? No. What date is this one? Oh, yeah, so he needs to, this is 2013. Huh. Yeah, I missed that. Good catch. So on Nick Calderon,
Number 3 on the list.
number 3, he shows E5 Sergeant 2007 to 2008. 2018, I mean. The DD 214 that he provided was his DD 214 that he got in 2013 when he separated from active duty at that time. But he's not providing anything that shows his promotion as sergeant, you know, his last DD 214 that he should have received if he was in the reserves or something until 2018, he should have another DD 214 showing that rank of E5 and the new date.
Normally in the Army, you get them every time you re-up.
Well, and when you leave the last time, you know, when you leave finally, then you get,
Do I need more info on this still?
yeah, we've, oh, I was looking to see if Dave was still here. Yeah, he's in the VFW. I know Nick. Yeah, can we reach out to him and see if we can get just,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, that's his chair. Yeah, okay, that's why I knew that. Yeah, where's he at today?
I didn't have any notice.
Yeah, okay. I'm sitting there going, I know the name. Yeah. Yeah, that's his name, right there. But yeah, it shows E5, but he needs to show us the data that shows he was in E5. And generally, if you can, like, I've been out of the reserves for 6 years, but I can still log into HRC and see my reserve record and pull, date of ranks, all that stuff. So we should be able to pull it down and get it to us. All right, good catch.
First thing in the morning, show up at the office, right?
Yeah, right? All right. For all the ones that we did not have any issue with at all, do I have a motion to approve all of those?
Yeah, yep.
Motion, all right, second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? All right, very good. Sorry, let me say I'm in a meeting and put this on Do Not Disturb. Right now. Yeah. All right, now I lost my agenda. Over here. I think I buried it under this stuff. Here it is. Okay. All right, the next item on the agenda is select the memorial inductee for wreath placement. Normally, we have a very small handful of people that we're putting on the wall, but we got a whole bunch of them here.
We used to pick the one that, like, maybe World War II, or,
Yeah, or, I mean, do we know who's coming, who's not coming? They don't, do they really
Well,
indicate that?
The oldest guy that we have on here was, date of birth was 38. That was at SOWER.
Oh, that was James Sauer?
Yes,
Let me go back down to his again.
pretty sure that was he.
James Sauer says he lives over in Galaire.
We had another 38, but he passed away, so.
Yeah. And, I mean, part of the problem, what we've done before is we've kind of identified somebody, but then we got to make sure that they're coming, right? So,
Of course, if not, if they don't want to come, they don't show up, we just pull somebody out.
Well, yeah, and it's, it's not a deal breaker, but it's, we'd like to get their name in the program.
yeah. So we'd have to reach out to them, make sure they're going to come. So, is everybody in agreement that we'll first reach out to Captain Sauer and see if he's going to be there? And then if not, we can go to the next person.
Well, what's this Dubin? He went in 1948 and was out in 68, so if it took 20 years off of that, he'd be somewhere in the 30s.
Well, the next oldest two was this, number 2, Perry Burright, but date of birth 42.
should be looking at combat rather than.
Oh, yeah, or the amount of time spent and,
Well, he's 62 to 65, I mean, depends what we're looking for.
right?
The first guy, I mean, he is 43.
I know Beaverland used to go out there and pick the oldest one out there. the front
Right.
row.
In the front.
Told me,
Get some more stones there. Well, at least this could be one of Beaver's stones he wanted to have on the wall.
I got backwards here. Fleming. And nineteen 42, so, yeah, 82 years old.
Or the guy above him is 43. So there's like the top 3, if they're gonna show up. So a 38, a 42, and a 43.
And also looking at, which was he, oh yeah, he was the one that had passed, Clemens, he would have been. So maybe, go through that list of those top three, see who's gonna be here, reach out to them, see if they're gonna be at the event.
Okay.
And then, is what we've done in the past. And then if,
Another direction you might want to go too, just to throw, more confusion into the decision-making
Yeah.
process, is, it might not be a bad idea too to have somebody who has a deceased family member who's going up on the wall.
well, yeah, and then I would say, Clemens, right? Like E8 Clemens, his wife, who, submitted for him. He just passed away 3 years ago.
I mean, there's no right or wrong.
Yeah, and I know in the past too, sometimes we've, had a few people
Yeah.
to go up. It's not just, one person also. So, and.
There's room.
So I would say, that's reaching out maybe to also George Clemens' wife and see if she's going to be there.
Okay.
All right, and now I covered all this up again. Too much stuff here. Back in order. Get that back over here. All right. And that brings us to the update on the Veterans Day ceremony. I know you're locked and loaded.
Yeah, so we're, we could put the event on today if we needed to. We've got a color guard, we've got singers, we've got the food ready to go. I got your form, John, today for the speaker request. I've got a plan B for that if that doesn't work out as well. Reaching out to the VFW and maybe having some people from the VFW just give us a couple of minutes on what Veterans Day means to them.
Is that mic on?
We can hear him.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of different directions we could go
Yeah.
for a speaker if this just doesn't work. And I think this will work.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
So I talked to the PAO at McDill last week, and I wanted to get kind of basically what I said to him was, hey, I know last time, your historian did a great job, but it was like, he did it because nobody else would, right? And I said, if this is not a good well to go from, then, we can do something else. And he said, no. He says, we have people that go out and do these things all the time. He said, just for Memorial Day, it was right around a big event that they had going on. And so most people were tied up with that. And he felt that, that he would definitely be able to provide, that somebody would, be available this time. I did try calling him today just to see if, I could get a litmus on, hey, has he had anybody, come forward yet or whatever? But he didn't answer, and I left a voicemail. So I'm gonna keep on trying them, and I'll send Chip the info on it, so you guys, if you wanna follow up.
Yeah, and like I
also.
said, we've got other plans that we can go to, so I'm not worried about the speaker part of this. But the usual suspects, we've got the grosses are gonna be there, they're gonna do something, and we'll have the VFW out there. It's a little bit more of an upbeat event.
Yeah.
This is the Memorial Day event. We're gonna try to make it, we go real somber, we're good at going somber, but, Veterans Day, we like to kind of maybe make it a little bit more of a picnic environment.
Yeah, celebration.
In a somber environment. So no, we're excited, we're looking forward to it, and we're ready to go.
All right, sounds good. Any questions?
No, excuse me, when we had for the Memorial Day or whatever, we brought the people over from the nursing home.
Yeah,
Are we going to?
same
is
thing.
it-
Yep. We're
Okay,
gonna reach out to
nice.
them and see what they need to get them over to us.
Okay, yeah, like I said, last time it was just, I know they're old and it takes a while to get into the van and get
Yeah,
back out. Maybe
yeah.
they, just thinking maybe they could get an earlier start.
We're gonna lie to them. We're gonna tell them we're moving Veterans Day up to 10 o'clock in the morning. So
There you
we'll
go.
get 'em out there, yeah. See how many vets pick up on that.
Okay. Sure. Cool, okay, that was the only question I had. Thank you.
All right, good deal. Okay, next item is the 2025 meeting schedule, which is this here.
Yeah, I'd say put that on your refrigerator.
Yep, there you go. So any questions about the dates on here? All right. I don't
All
think-
on a Monday.
Yep, there you go. We know the date, we know the time. Not much changes there. Okay, item number 7, appoint a chair and a vice chair for 2025. Last chair we appointed was here with us for one meeting and one event and then left us. But, okay, so,
It was a hot day that day.
so do we have, nominations for a chair? Someone wants to step up and be chair?
Nominate you as the chair.
I second it.
I'm in favor.
Okay. I'm never getting out of this job, am I? All right, who's gonna be the vice chair then?
Mr. Chair, can we please vote on the first?
Yeah, we're gonna vote on it in a second, but I just figured we'd go through and figure out who's gonna be the chair, nominate the chair and the vice chair, and then vote on both of them at the same time. We can do it
Frank's a
separately if you
great
want.
guy.
Who, what?
Frank,
Mark?
Frank. I nominate Frank.
I nominate you, you're here at every single meeting.
Well, I can stop that.
He's got burnout.
I can. Well, that's what you're kind of supposed to do, right?
I'll second it.
We don't know what you second, though.
Are you seconding Frank or who?
You're taking
Mark.
everybody to dinner, is that what it
Okay,
is?
you wanna throw a coin on it?
Frank, you willing to be vice? I'm here at every meeting anyway.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. All right, do I have a motion for me to be the chair and Frank to be the vice chair?
I do. Make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor? Can I nay? All right.
You got the bullet in that one.
Yeah, all right.
Vote on that, right?
All right,
4-1?
almost the last item is board comments. Start down on that end. Nothing? All right.
Okay. Somewhere along the line in all this nice stuff that the city had put together, I had read that if you're a city employee for 10 years, you can go on the wall. Are you familiar with that?
If you're a veteran.
No, it didn't say that.
I thought that was the criteria, if you didn't live here but you were a city employee, because I remember this, it came up once before. That if you were a veteran,
Okay.
like you still had to meet all the veteran, the honorable discharge and everything like that. But if you didn't live in Oldsmar, but you were a city employee for 10 years or more, then as a veteran, you could go on the wall.
If that's the way it's written,
Does anybody, is that,
It's, city employee who is a veteran and has worked for the city for at least 10 years.
yeah, and that, but that's the resident piece of it, right?
No, it's a city employee who is a veteran and has.
Yeah, who is a veteran.
who is a
yeah.
veteran?
Who is a veteran,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah, I think in
Okay.
in many cases, there's a lot of city employees that live outside the city, and geez, they sure do deserve to.
Right.
get something.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the,
Thank you for the clarification on that.
yeah.
Okay, that was my only question.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's where it is there. Who
Okay.
is a veteran and has worked, so that's one
who is-
of the
okay.
criteria.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew it came as a discussion
I
in,
knew I read it somewhere, but it's like I was reading,
right?
I didn't read this much stuff in high school. So.
We've let a few during the years,
Okay.
that their mother was a Gold Star mother and
Oh, yeah,
that lives in Oldsmar, but not in the city.
Yeah, we snuck one on the wall there too, so, yeah. Okay.
I do have one question. Is, so if someone's already on the wall, like they submitted it when they were active duty or whatever, and so they've got those dates, but then they were still in the reserves for many, many, many years after that, and then kind of have a longer date or whatever, there's no way to actually change anything on the wall or anything like that, are they? Because they can't like fill in or anything, can they?
Well, it costs a little money to change.
Well, we kind of had that discussion, whenever, they actually have somebody on there that's their name is twice.
Right, oh,
And then they have another one that's, their name's spelled wrong. So this was, maybe before you guys took the
Okay.
chair or whatever, and we went up, had a lot of discussion with people who do marble work and everything, and it would look obvious
if you change something.
if you change something. I mean, yes, they can, but they would have to cut it out and then redo it, but you'll never get the same marble that you had in there. They said it's virtually impossible to do it that way.
Gotcha, okay.
Well, the one that's on there twice, they do come in pairs and.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the reason for my question. I'm on the wall.
Okay.
My rank says captain. My dad submitted it for me when I came off of active duty. I spent many years after that, reserves and deployed, et cetera, and I retired as lieutenant colonel in 2018, many years after that, so it's like.
Maybe we could put a little asterisk behind your name.
Yeah, right?
You'd be a good candidate for vice president.
Okay.
I'm not sure where that came from, but, okay,
But on the next time.
okay.
Now, on these, I know last time, on our last meeting or whatever, you said a lot of these stuff is public record, but on here it's their 214, so will you shred these?
Well, we always hand them back in usually.
Well, sometimes. But because there's a lot of information on there, instead of just throwing them away to recycle.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, with the DD 214, a lot of them have socials and all that.
No, all
I had
the
assumed-
socials have.
I had
been
assumed
redacted.
when we,
Socials are blacked out, but, names, addresses, phone numbers, next to kin, and so forth, so. That'd be great, thank you. I know, more work for you, right? Yeah.
right?
We also discussed about misters, like fans in the back, because this is the 11 o'clock start.
Right.
Oh, we did talk about that last meeting. Yeah,
We
yeah.
actually, we're having conversations with a supplier right now, looking at cooling fans, misters. I have issues, I have some questions about the misters, I don't want to set misters up and then, so we're all wet. So,
Yeah, right.
It's a great idea in theory, but, so we're actively having that conversation with some suppliers right now. Worst case scenario, we've got, we can get some big fans.
Yeah, we have plans for the event there on the weekend there, so that's for starters.
We did have an event, I think it was a Veterans Day event, when the governor came down there. So you talk about people getting wet. Yeah, that was quite interesting ceremony. Okay.
All right, any other board comments? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
All right.